Hi everyone, I'm Dick Beardsley. Welcome to the fishing scene. Hey folks, it is hotter than blazes out here today. We're in late August and temperatures today are going to be close to 100 degrees regular temperature with the heat index well up into the 105 to 110 degree range. We're out here in the middle of the afternoon and we are catching crappies. That's right, crappies, middle of the afternoon. And you're saying, well, how the heck are you doing that during the dog days of summer? And it can be tough, no question about it, folks. In fact, right now, probably one of the toughest fishing you can do out there, especially on area lakes, is the walleye bite. The walleye bite has really gotten tough now that the surface temperature the last week or so has gotten right around 80 degrees or so, but there's still fish out there that are catchable. Now, to me, I know when I take my clients out fishing, I just as soon get them on a bunch of fish than going out and catching a few walleyes here and a few walleyes there. Let's get plenty of action. The walleye bite's gonna get a lot better as we get into September and October, but right now, you wanna key in on those fish that you can get out there on a hot day and hopefully get some action. And that's what we're hopefully doing today here on the lake that we're on. All right, nice. Luke, little guy, crop?
Yep.
Yep. Well, not too bad. No, he ain't too bad. Tell you what, folks, when it's hot and 100 degrees outside, not too bad at all. Oh, there's fish. Little guy. Little crappie, hey, that's for sure a little one there, folks, huh? But you know what? The little ones, they grow up to be the bigger ones too. Pretty simple tactics that we're using today. And before I get into that, I want to just welcome my guest today, Luke Prine. He's a junior at Frazee High School, better known as Bob. Hi, Bob.
Howdy.
Good. Luke, glad to have you with us today. And I know you're able to take a little break this afternoon from football practice. I would imagine it's got to be pretty darn hot on that football practice field lately, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But so Luke's out here with us today, and he loves to fish and hunt, and it's always fun to get a young person out in the boat with me, and most of the time they catch a lot more fish than I do. That's why I usually have them with me. And but again, folks, what we're doing today is real simple stuff. The fish this time of the year, when it gets so hot like this, and again, we are fishing in the middle of the afternoon. There's not a cloud in the sky, and very, very warm temperatures, and the fish are gonna be in I just missed one, gonna be in a couple of spots, either out in deeper water, or they're gonna be hiding up in some kind of a shady area. And right now where we're at on this lake, you got kind of a combination of both. What we're doing here, we're casting these little, small, Lindy little nipper jigs. And we've got a plastic tail, little tube jig, little tube tail behind that, and then with a small sinker above that to get it down there a little bit quicker. And what we're doing is, we're casting towards the edge of the lily pads. Now the lake is surrounded on this particular lake by lily pads, and when those lily pads in, that water drops off into some pretty deep water. Actually, pretty deep, you know, quite deep for this particular lake that we're on. And so it gives you kind of an easy area to know as far as where those fish are gonna be. Now, they're not always gonna be around this whole lake where there's lily pads, because this whole lake basically is covered with lily pads. But if you can find areas where there's some deeper water adjacent to those pads, and again, the techniques that we use today on this particular lake can work on just about any lake across the upper Midwest when you're out there looking for crappies. And what we're doing, we're not using any live bait. We're just casting these jigs out there, letting them slowly fall, and then just gently reeling them in. Now here's the key too, folks. This time of the year, when you get this hot conditions like this, all of a sudden they might go bite like crazy. Boom, 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 boom. And then all of a sudden they'll just shut right off. And the fish react a lot like human beings do when it gets so hot, is that they're not gonna eat near as much on a hot day like this, just because they're working to try to keep themselves in the environment and try to keep themselves where it's a little bit cooler. So, but when they go on the bite, boy, you want to get out there and get those lures in that strike zone area as quickly as possible and as fast as you possibly can. That way, you'll be on the bite, because all of a sudden then you might get 3 or 4 and then they'll just shut right off. And then you're gonna have to move down a ways or wait in that particular spot till they start up again. All right. Crappie. More of the fishing scene coming up after this.
Our tip of the week is brought to you by DL Marine and Outdoors. When surface water temperatures start approaching that 80-degree mark, those fish are going to be hovering close to the bottom. If you can find a transition area between gravel and muddy bottoms where that water starts to cool, those fish will be hovering there. Give it a try, you'll catch more fish.
Ooh, there you go. Ooh, there's a better fish. Yeah.
Not bad.
All right. You need the pliers, Luke?
Yeah, I'll be able to get her.
Yeah, there's a nice summertime crappie. Conditions for today out here fishing crappies in the middle of the afternoon. Wind, we got a south wind at about 10 miles per hour. Our water temperature is 79 degrees. Air temperature is about 95 to 100. 95 to 100, heat index well up over 100 degrees. Water clarity is, I would say, moderate at best, and not a cloud in the sky. Now you're saying, boy, why even be out there on a day like this? Well, you know, here's the deal, folks. A lot of you people get out there, you're maybe on vacation or you have a few days off, and you really can't do anything about the weather. Some days you gotta fish on those days because that's your vacation time. And it can get pretty discouraging at times, thinking, well, gosh, the walleye bite's not going, why should I even go out and fish? Well, you know what? The walleyes might not be going very good, but something else usually is. And if that means going and pitching little jigs with a wax worm up into the docks or something and catching a bunch of sunfish, or like we're doing, trying to get out here in a little bit deeper water, catching some crappies, or maybe going after northern pike, are always usually biting, even in the real hot days. And of course, largemouth bass. We have some phenomenal largemouth bass fishing. Now, I'll be honest with you. Normally, people will say to me, you know, when they call me up for a guide trip, well, Dick, what time we start? And I'll say, well, I'll probably pick you up 6:30, 7 o'clock. And they'll say to me, well, you mean we don't have to be out there at the crack of dawn? And I'm really not a believer that you have to be out there at sunrise, but there are exceptions. And some of those exceptions are days like this. If you get 1 or 2 days where the heat temperature gets up 95, 100 degrees, then you're okay. But when you get consistent consecutive days like we've had lately here, of highs up in the 90s to close to 100 degrees, then you're probably better off, if you can, get out there either early in the morning or again later in the evening when things start to cool down a little bit, and those fish will go on the bite usually a little bit better. With me in the boat today is Luke Prine. He's going to be a junior at Frazee High School this year. And Luke, I know you live on a farm between Frazee and Pearl, Minnesota, correct?
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your farm. How many acres do you have? Do you have livestock? What kind of crops you grow? There you go, Luke.
There's a nice one.
All right, yeah. There's a nice crappie. We'll talk about the farm in a second. All right, nice silverback, huh?
Nice one.
You betcha. Yeah. They hit it very hard?
No, really light.
Just real light. Good job. Yeah. Nice crappie. Nice crappie. Okay, Luke. Back to the farm now. Tell us a little bit about the operation you and your folks have there in east of Frazee.
We've got quite a few beef cattle, probably 170 some head.
Now, is it a cow-calf operation?
Yep, we calve in the spring and in the fall.
Okay.
And we got 2 fields of corn this year, 1 dry land one. We got 3 irrigators, rent them out off and on with it.
So Luke, do you put up any silage?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't do dairy. That's mostly dairy cows.
So then you put up a lot of hay then too for your cows?
a lot of hay.
Yeah. Big bales? Or?
Yep, big rounds. And
how many would you say you put up in a summertime? Do you have any idea?
I have no
Lots,
idea.
huh?
Lots of them.
Oh, I just missed one. Now I would imagine you probably don't get a chance to get out and fish too often in the summertime just because you're busy with chores and everything, huh?
Oh yeah.
So now, okay, see, I come from a dairy background, and we kind of calved on a yearly basis, and I've got some uncles and whatnot that have cow calf operations, and they mainly calve in the spring. But you'd mentioned you calve also in the fall?
Yep, we got 2 herds. One they calve out of the pasture.
Okay.
And then the other ones are at home in the spring when they calve.
Ah, so that works out pretty good, huh?
Yep.
So then what do you do with your calves then? Do you raise them up yourself? Do you sell them out?
We raise them till they're, what, yearlings.
Okay.
And then sell them.
Yeah.
Butcher some.
So Luke, you like to hunt too, huh?
Oh yes.
So what's your favorite type of hunting?
Deer hunting.
Deer hunting, yeah.
Archery, yep.
Archery, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Now that season opens what, early September?
13.
Yeah. So do you hunt right there on the farm?
Oh yeah, on my grandpa's and ours.
Yeah. Oh, nice one, Luke. There's a nice crappie.
Really nice crappie.
Yeah. Oh, golly, that's okay.
Jeez.
We're throwing them all back today anyhow. That was a nice fish.
Yeah, it was.
Now that one came out here. Yeah, see, we're out in 17 feet of water, and that you didn't get him right below the boat, but
Real close.
But yeah, real close. So again, folks, we're casting up towards those pads, but as we get out this way towards the boat, that water starts to get a little bit deeper, and sometimes some of your best fishing can be straight vertical jigging right down below the boat. It's pretty amazing when you think about it on a day like this, that there's not a lot of people out fishing, for one thing, but that, in the middle of the afternoon that we're actually getting bit. And the fish we've been catching, I mean, I caught that one little guy, but that last crappie there, Luke, was a nice one. I got mine right down. And a lot of times, folks, what they'll do, those crappies will do in this hot weather, and the lake we're on happens to have a real muddy bottom. And so it's nice and cool right along that muck. Now, a lot of times you hear people talking about crappies being suspended, and a lot of times they will, but on a lake like this, with that muddy bottom, a lot of those fish will be hovering right down along that mucky bottom because that mud is nice and cool. And so that's why sometimes it's, you got to be right almost on the bottom with those crappies this time of the year. Thank goodness there's a little bit of a breeze, Luke, huh?
Feels good.
It does feel good.
There's one.
There you go. All right. Attaboy, Luke.
Little guy
there, huh?
Just a little guy.
Yeah. Like I've always said though, folks, and the same thing happens when we're out walleye fishing. It's always nice catching those big fish, but it's good to see some of these smaller fish too. And it's also good, I've always talked about and preached ever since I can remember about the importance of, letting most of the fish you catch go. And the more the years go by, the more I'm an even bigger believer with that. I know for me, when I take people out, certain types of fishing, like musky fishing, is always total catch and release with my clients. Same with bass fishing. They're not that good to eat. And I even have parameters for, sunfish and crappies. We'll keep certain sizes and keep a few for the frying pan, but, let most of those fish go. And that way it just, ensures that we'll continue to have good fishing for a lot of years to come.
Don't go away. More with my buddy Luke coming up next on The Fishing Scene. Our Detroit Lakes Tourism Bureau photo of the week is from Ben Langworthy of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, with a 6.5-pound largemouth bass caught on a spinnerbait while fishing shoreline and docks on a local lake.
Luke, I know you don't get a chance to probably get out fishing a lot just because of, being on the farm there and with lots of summer activities going on there, but what's your favorite type of fishing when you are able to get out and wet a line?
Oh, I like casting for northerns and stuff. Yeah,
that is fun, isn't it?
And walleye fishing.
Yeah. Oh, there's one.
There's
a little guy, little perch or so. Oh, he just got off. Yeah, that is a lot of fun. When I was your age, we didn't have I didn't have a fancy boat or all these electronics, and we'd go out in a rowboat, or even from shore, and just start casting daredevils. And boy, it's fun, you know, those northern pike love hitting them daredevils.
Oh, yeah.
They are a fun fighting fish. You ever get any northern pike? And I know you said some of your property goes along the Otter Tail River.
There's one.
Oh, there's one. Attaboy, Luke. Now
Nice
that one came, oh, there's a nice one. Nice crappie, Luke. That one came deep, didn't it?
Yeah.
I seen your line putting her right below the boat. Oh, yeah.
Real nice crappie.
Nice crappie. You betcha. Good job. Nice fish, yeah. So Luke, do you ever, on the river there, do you get northern pike in there at all?
Few, and then they put in some culverts. They go underneath the road, and that's really good fish habitat there. It's moving water, and they really like that.
Yeah, I bet. And I suppose it creates little holes there and stuff.
Yep, there's
fish lay in there.
Yep, on the edges.
Yeah. You ever when the sucker spearing season opens in May, do you ever go out and do that?
Oh yeah.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to do that with the bow.
Yeah. Oh, we used to do that when I was a kid. We'd go back into these backwaters and shoot carp with there's one. Boy, they're right off the bottom now, Luke. That one came. Oh, that was jeepers. I don't know if you saw that one. Rain,
I seen him.
That was a nice fish. Yeah, we've talked about this before, folks, and we've talked about crappie fishing, but you know, they've got such a soft mouth that, boy, just a little wiggling and they can get right off. But that fish came right off the top of the mud, because I was running that jig just off the bottom. And that one you got, Luke, it looked like it came from down deep there, too.
Yep, straight down.
Yeah. Little Sonny. You'll get a few of those, too, once in a while. That's why we use the weights on there to try to get down a little bit deeper, so we get down deeper beyond those smaller sunfish. And sometimes you'll latch onto a big sunfish that's down deeper also. Oh, I just missed one. Oh, there's one. Little guy. A little crappie. Come here, little guy. You grow up and go get to be a big one, okay? Yeah. Pretty fish. There. You go get to be a big one and go get your grandpa and tell him that we're just putting them on the fishing scene. We're going to let them go. We're not going to eat them. I forgot to tell the crappies that earlier. If I would have said that right away, they would have been really biting today, knowing that they were just going to be on TV and not in the frying pan. There's one. Right underneath the boat in that deeper water. There we go. Come here, crop. Nice old silverback there. Right off the mud, right off the bottom in that cool mud. That's where those fish are, folks. I'd be down there too, believe me, on a hot day. In fact, when I get done with the show today, I'm going back home and sitting in the mud.
Oh, all right, little guy.
Little guy, little Sonny, huh?
Little Sonny.
There we go. That one came from down in that mud. Little guy again, a little bigger. But that one came right down in that mud too. Really, really slow as far as working that jig. Ooh, there's a nicer crappie. Hey, there we go, a little nicer one. All right. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Oh, come here, buddy. There we go. There's a little better crappie. There, but oh, go ahead, go swim back home. kind of in slow motion there. There we go. Come here, buddy, right off the mud. Come here, pal. Come here, buddy. Atta boy. Good job. All right. Not a very big one. Come here, buddy. Come here, Crappie. Got him hooked right in the corner there. Here we go.
There we go.
All right, Luke, double. Oh, look at that. All right. There we go. How about same size fish too? All right. Good job. Good job. There we go. Hey folks, crappies in 100-degree temperatures outside in the middle of the afternoon. Hey, not too bad of fishing when you consider the elements that we're facing for today. Huh? Nice fish. Folks, please remember to practice selective harvesting. By doing so, we'll continue to have great fishing for years to come. I'm Dick Beardsley. I want to thank my good friend Luke Prine for joining us today, and for camera woman, Rena Benson. I'm Dick Beardsley. I'll see you out here on the water.